Well, I thought it was definitely a hard-fought game, especially the first half. I thought both teams were competing at a high level. I thought the difference in the game was the start of the second half. I thought they went on a run, and I want to say probably in the first 5 minutes they outscored us 10-3, and they were able to kind of maintain that 8 to 9 point lead, throughout the rest of the half. We have to do a better job of our start in the second half, of making sure that we're locked in at what we're doing, and make it more difficult for teams. But I thought by and large our guys, gave a competitive effort. I thought we fought, but you give them credit. They executed very well, the top 10 in the nation, and I think they showed, at times why they are that.
You just references, obviously, the beginning of the second half. It's only a 2-point game at halftime. What did they do, or maybe what did your team not do to kind of enable them to go on that run?
I thought they turned it up defensively. And that led us to dribble the ball way too much on the perimeter, not get penetration, not throw the ball in the post. It kind of disrupted us. And, either they turned us over, which led to their offense, because they're in transition. That was a big part of it. And so we have to do a better job of having poise in those situations, making sure that we move the basketball and search out the shot that we're looking for and not get sped up and trying to take shots because we're rushed.
Coach, they really took advantage of the offensive glass and the second chance points. What made it so difficult to defend that?
One, they're very big. They're very big and they're heavy. We have some guys with some length, but we don't have the same weight that those guys have. So some of the best possessions were basically just size where two guys are connected, and there's just a weight difference in those positions, and they position themselves well on the boards to get the rebound. So we have to do a better job of being physical. We have to do a better job of doing our job early so that guys aren't in position to be able to get those rebounds, which means we need to keep them further out of the paint so they're not right around the basket, because then it just becomes a jumping contest or a size and strength contest. And so if guys have that kind of weight or experience on you, it's better to keep them further away from the basket to try to rebound and letting them get close to the rim.
Coach, you're only down 2 at the half to the number 10 team in the country. What was the message to your team before you guys came back out?
The message was saying to continue to do what we were doing, but we have to turn it up. We knew they were going to do the same thing to start the second half, and that was our goal, was do the exact same thing they did, except they were able to impose their will and do it more than we were. We had the same, I think, thoughts come out to start the second half with the mindset of, hey, let's get some stops. Let's come down and execute our offense very well, and let's start to build from there. Except we weren't able to do that, and they were.
Coach, Keyshawn Hall, 9 of his 22 points there midway through the second half. He kept you in position and in good striking distance.
Well, Keyshawn's a very good offensive player. I mean, he does a great job, in our system of finding spots to be able to score for us and make plays for us. And so, he's done that pretty much all year. So I expect him to, play kind of the way he played tonight. He kind of is going to give you a little bit of everything. He can make a three. He can get to the basket and finish. He's good in the mid-range. And he's easy to play off of because guys have to give him a lot of attention. So it opens up opportunities for other players on our team as well.
Hey, Coach. How's it going? You was very comfortable today playing Mikey over like about 28 minutes, man. Especially as a freshman, man. Do you think he's just keep getting better? He's working hard on his game, day in, day out to work hard for those minutes.
He's earned them. You know me. You get what you earn. I thought he's earned them. I thought he's been, I've been watching how he's been practicing. I've been watching him in the games he's been playing recently, and you can see he's starting to come on. It's kind of like we saw with Moustapha. It was a process. And the same thing with Mikey. It's been a process. So he's earned those opportunities because of his work ethic. He's earned those opportunities because when he gets in the game, the contributions he's making. And so you want to continue to see him grow. And but, young man has a lot of talent. Like I said before, we need to continue to develop what he has, and he's going to be a terrific player.
Coach, the losing streak is to 5 games now. Keyshawn Hall recently said that we can't have our heart questioned. Where is the heart and morale of this team currently?
For us, I don't think our heart is going to be questioned from the standpoint of us wanting to win and wanting to compete. I thought we gave a competitive effort tonight. I think they just outplayed us in different stretches of the game. But, we played very competitive basketball. I thought we defended pretty good. I thought, I don't think we always rebounded as well as I would like. But I thought we defended pretty good at times. We made it hard for them. They ended up getting a lot of shots, second, chance opportunities. I think they scored 15 points on second chance shots. So the first, stop defense wasn't bad a lot. It just was, now we got to make sure they don't get another shot at it. So I think in that regard, if we can just keep our mindset set on how do you win games, you win games defensively. The offense is great for the fans and people to see, what you're doing offensively, but you're going to win on the defensive end. And so for us to turn our fortune around, we got to understand that one concept is that if you want to win anything significant, you got to get stops. And we have to get back to getting stops.
Coach Mikey, 14 points. He finds 12 field goal attempts. Talk about his aggressiveness with the basketball tonight.
Well, he's a very confident young player, Mikey, so he's going to be aggressive. He's pretty much in attack mode all the time, making plays for himself or others. That's who he is. And we don't want to hold him back in that area. Now, that can help our team. It gives us another added dimension, another guard that's capable of making plays. And so we want to continue to encourage him to do that while we're teaching him, some of the do's and don'ts of the game at this level. But I don't want to hold him back from his aggressiveness. I think that's a plus for us.
Coach, when you see Iowa State coming up on the schedule, what characteristics or traits come to mind from a TJ-led team?
They're going to be tough. They're going to defend at a high level, and they're going to execute offensively very well. They're going to move the basketball. They're going to share it. And that's what you saw. They connected well offensively, and they are very, very tough defensively.
What is J.J. Taylor's status?
J.J.'s status is, he's still out. He could be back for our next game. We'll see. But right now he's out.
And Rokas, obviously, I know he didn't play tonight. I know he was on the bench. Moustapha played almost the entire way. How's Rokas?
Rokas is fine. Moustapha played most of the game because he's good enough to play out there all the time. So we had him out there playing.
Coach, you talked about Mikey getting more involved in the lineup. You ran three small guards for a lot of the game. What kind of was the motivation going into the game, and was that something you saw that you could take advantage of with Iowa State?
Well, I don't mind playing three small guards or multiple point guards at the same time. I never worried about that, as long as they're going to compete, as long as they're going to compete on the defensive end. And I thought those guys were competing. So me playing them, I had no problem. As a matter of fact, when you come down to play offense, when you have them, now you have the ability to maneuver the basketball with more than just one ball handler. Now DJ's not the only one that can maneuver it. Now Mikey can maneuver it, or Juice can maneuver it, or Dior can maneuver it. So I think it actually helps you in some ways, provided, on the defensive end and rebounding end, that they're able to hold their own, and that gives you the confidence to be able to play them together.
Got a rematch with Colorado coming up. It was a really close game last time, defined by physicality. It's a Colorado team that's looking to probably have a strong finish to the end of the season. What do you guys need to do right to make sure that you can take care of business?
I have not seen them because I'm only into one game at a time, so I won't look at Colorado until tonight. And I do know they're well coached. I do know they have talent. I mean, they had a terrific preseason. I think they beat Connecticut in the preseason, which is a pretty daggone good program, who's had a lot of success. So I know they're capable of beating anyone. And so for us, the main thing we got to do is come out and make sure we start, looking at what the game plan is going to be, and then execute the game plan when we play them.
All set. Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys.
Guys, it was a close game at halftime. They were led by 2. Obviously, first few minutes of the second half were going to be critical. They came out a run. You guys struggled a little bit. Is that kind of where you felt the game started to kind of slip at that point?
Yeah. The first 4 minutes is very important. First 4 minutes of the second half. We got to come out and set the tone. I missed the box out, which led to an and one and kind of spiraled out of control from there.
Moustapha, they were able to get 38 of their points in the paint tonight. Can you tell us about kind of what happened in the paint? Since Jackson was able to there's a lot of second chance points being scored as well. Can you tell us the struggle that happened down in the paint against this Iowa State team?
Rebounds just he didn't get. We just gotta do a better job on he didn't get, and then when we switch guard to big, make sure we crack back and stuff like that.
Darius, it seemed like you guys were a lot more aggressive on your closeouts and traps than you were in your first matchup against this team, but it seemed like they always were able to make the extra pass. Just kind of take me through what happened there on a lot of those offensive possessions for them.
Obviously they were very connected tonight. They had 17 assists and 11 turns. So I think that they played very well. They adjusted to the defense that we had for the scout, and it happened to work for them. I feel like there was a few miscommunications that we had that we're watching film and clean up those areas.
Hey DJ, man, how's it going, man? Hey, a lot of you guys, a lot of role players stepped up, especially Mikey. Mikey had 14, but having him on the floor, it was good ball movement. It was good pace in the game. How do you feel? How's he been doing? When he plays along you guys in the starting unit.
Mikey's been doing great. He continues to get better each and every day. He's also a freshman, so he's gonna make mistakes. But he stepped up, and that just goes to show that we have a lot of guys and a lot of depth. Even Tyler Hendrick came in and made a few plays. Impacted the game in the first half. So we want to go deep into our bench. We want to play as many guys as possible. Everyone just has to stay ready. fortunate enough for Mikey, you know, the game's starting to come a little easier to him. You know, he's logging a lot more minutes, so that's good for him, and he did with expectations tonight. So.
There was a 7-minute stretch where you guys were only able to find 3 baskets. What were they doing defensively, you know, to stop you guys from, you know, really creating on offense?
I just think the ball stuck a little too much. We didn't get enough movement on and off the ball as well. You know, they're a good defensive team, so, you know, you're not able just to play one-on-one basketball throughout the game. You know, you kind of got to draw and kick and make the extra reads.
Darius, 5-game losing streak now for the team. What needs to happen to kind of break out of this slump and kind of get yourselves back on track as a group?
Well, you know, it's a part of college basketball. You know, things aren't going the way we want through this adversity right now. But, you know, as a team and as a leader, you know, I have to make sure the guys stay together. You know, we still have 7 more games left. A lot of stuff can happen in those 7 games. So, you know, just keep leading these guys, keep being positive with them, and let them know that the season's not ending yet. We have 7 more games, like I said, so we just have to focus on the next game.
You okay, Darius? I know you got popped, I think, in the head, in the face. I know you were out for a couple minutes. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You guys only have 9 turnovers tonight, but they come in costly areas. What do you have to do to maybe clean some of those up?
I just think a lot of the turnovers we had, we were just rushing. You know, we thought we had something in transition, but, you know, we clearly didn't. And they're a great team off turnovers. They score a lot of points off turnovers, and they get out in transition very well. So, you know, we limit those turnovers and we limit those second chance points, and the game can go either way.
Hey Mo, how's it going? Yeah, you guys were just very well. You know, you led the whole team in 10 rebounds, and most of them were defensive rebounds, man. And you know, as you guys, defense is like, you guys what, top 5 in the Big 12 on defense, man. You know, unfortunately, you know, defense is like, it's part of the game. You know, you play defense. You know, you got to do what you got to do. Do you think that defense is the big key part of you guys' team success?
Yeah, I mean, defense win championship. People say it every time. So we just gotta dig in and pay attention to little details, you know. And everybody just gotta buy in, and just play defense. Like if everybody, you know what I'm saying, we all gotta do it together. It's a really important things in basketball.
You guys held them to 25% from the three-point line, but you shot 23% yourself from beyond the arc. What do you think needs to change, maybe in terms of getting better looks, or where do you think these consistent three-point struggles are coming from?
I think we took some rush threes tonight. I know myself, I took a little bit, a few tough threes. You know, I feel like we also missed some open shots too. So just making sure we capitalize on our open shots that we get.
So, of course, a disappointing result, but one of the shining lights again was Keyshawn Hall. For both of you, do you have a word on him? Of course, he reached 1,000 points last game, so how important and crucial is he to the team?
Keyshawn is one of our biggest players on the team. You know, he's an older guy, he's a leader, and he's one of our better players. So, you know, we just continue to be positive with him. Don't let him get his head down. You know, continue to push him. You know, as a team, you know, there's a lot more areas where we all can grow. So, you know, we're going to keep pushing each other and holding each other accountable.
One of the key things in this game was Iowa State's ball movement. As a team, what was the hardest thing about facing them, considering from our end we saw a very, very strong team when it came to moving the ball, you know, on either side of the court?
Obviously, it's tough to guard a team when you're constantly moving all the time from side to side. You know, they throw a lot of ball screens at you, so they're dragging the big out the paint, and they were able to get downhill and make some tough baskets around the rim. So, you know, we just had to do better keeping the ball on one side of the court. You know, try to speed these guys up, get a lot of deflections, get our hands on some of the basketballs. So, yeah.
Last question right here. Darius, today you passed Pat Crocklin for 12th all-time career points at UCF, so congratulations there. It seems like you guys are making history almost every game, either individually or as a team. How cool is it, and how does that help the team even when you're going through a tough time?
You know, that's an interesting question, but, you know, this is a team game. You know, there's 5 guys out there on the court at a time, so, you know, individual accolades, they don't really matter. Me personally, I'm not okay with losing, so all the accolades I don't really care about. The only thing I care about is really winning. So, you know, if we're able to hang a banner, which I believe this team is capable of doing, that's an achievement and accolade I'll be happy about.
Perfect. Good stuff, guys. Appreciate it.
First of all, I'd like to say, Coach Dawkins, been familiar with his teams for a long time. The tremendous job he did at Stanford, the excellent job he's done here. Have so much respect for him and how hard his team plays, how competitive they are. He's truly a terrific coach. He's got some great players and a great team. I know they've got better moments ahead for themselves this season, and we knew we were going to have to come in here and play our absolute best to be successful, and fortunate our guys had a really good game.
Tamin, 7 players had A-plus points tonight. It feels like that's when Iowa State's at its best. Just thoughts on that balance tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Just the ball movement that we have, the action that we get to on offense has been great these past 2 games, and I'm sure that has something to do with Milan coming back. But our spacing is great. Everyone's just moving the ball, everyone's touching it, and everyone's feeling good about their offense, and we're able to get different looks.
Curtis, 28 minutes, and you were very versatile. You figured in a lot of different ways inside the game. Talk about the ability to do that night after night.
Me, like specifically, it's always an emphasis on rebounding, so always trying to get in there, get those rebounds, and then the bigs finish for me. So shout out to them. They got my assist numbers up. And then, it wasn't my best night shooting, but I feel like I had good looks and still confident in those going forward.
Curtis, you're known as a weapon off the bench, but just what do you have to say about the minutes and contributions Nate and Brant had tonight? What did you like from what you saw from them specifically?
Man, they was big time. Nate just looked confident out there, and he was making plays, offensively and defensively. Like, his defense was amazing today. I say he was just everywhere, getting rebounds, loose balls, and then he made some big-time shots in it, as well as Brant has some offensive rebounds, which led to his points as well.
TJ, last time it was a high-scoring affair, fast-paced game, a different style this time around. Just thoughts on the way that you guys defended and rebounded against UCF tonight?
Yeah, for the most part, our defense, when we were able to get set, get back, keep them out of the paint, we did a great job. I think we had great location of shooters. I thought we did a great job for the most part keeping the ball in front of us. I felt like until late, Hall was driving it at us, and then maybe at the end. But ultimately, we knew we had to keep them out of the paint. We knew we needed to limit them to one shot. I thought our guys had a really good focus on those areas and paid off for us.
Coach, it was a 2-point game at halftime. What was the message at that time? Because you came out in the second half on a run. It kind of made it difficult for UCF to get back in it.
Well, we felt like the things that we needed to do to be successful in terms of keeping it out of the paint and rebounding were going to be important, and that would ignite our offense, especially in transition. And that was the case to start the half. We're fortunate to gain a little bit of separation there because of those things, and then we're able to get out and go in transition and get some baskets and convert.
To that.
17 assists, 27 makes. Talk about how much that makes you an even tougher matchup because you had 4 Cyclones in double figures.
Well, I think for us tonight, the one area that, as Kurt mentioned, and will be better moving forward is shooting the ball. And I think, to have 17 assists on 27 field goals and not to have a great shooting night speaks a lot to how we shared the ball, how we played for one another. We're fortunate to have a lot of weapons offensively. So when the ball stays on the move and we're attacking closeouts and getting to the paint, it opens the floor up for everybody and they get great opportunities. We're fortunate tonight to keep that ball on the move.
TJ, to the point of getting off to a good start in the second half, was it a point of emphasis for you guys to work the post offensively and kind of set the tempo that way?
Well, Deshaun is a terrific scorer for us, and we felt like we could get him on some rolls and driving to the basket and put him in space. He did an excellent job, and then with Brant, our center that comes off the bench, he was terrific finishing on the offensive boards as well. So those guys gave us a physical presence, older, experienced guys that came out of halftime and really turned it up for us.
Coach T.J, how's it going? UCF's known for being a really good defensive team. They're top 3 in the Big 12, man. You guys were just very well ball movement. And then, you guys contained them to 77 points, man. So one of the highest in this season. How you feel with the guards you have and just the players you have? They just know how to move that ball.
Yeah, no, our guys they've been working for it and earning it. I think there's a very unselfish component to the guys on our team. I think They want to see each other do well. They want to get the best shot down for each possession for our team. So the intent to make the right play is certainly there. That showed up for us tonight. And like I said, I think, I've got all the confidence in the world we'll continue to do that. And we'll have better shooting nights as well.
Coach, it seemed like, you guys won the first matchup by 25. It seemed like UCF came out tonight more aggressive with their traps. They were trying to follow your ball movement. What did you see from the ball movement that really impressed you tonight?
Well, I thought UCF did a great job. They made some great adjustments from the game last time and put us on our heels a little bit with the zone, especially towards the end of the first half. I thought they did some really good things. Even when they were switching in their pick and roll coverage. When 52, when John was out of the game, they had some opportunities. They switched, and that kind of kept us off balance too. So I just feel like they did a great job. They had great intent, and it took a lot of extra effort plays, multiple effort plays, multiple closeouts to attack, and terrific ball movement for us to be able to break them down later in possessions.
Coach, you got. Go ahead.
Coach, you had a great turnout of Iowa State fans. Did that give you an extra motivation?
Well, our young men and our program are fortunate that our fans travel the way that they do. We've seen that on the road this year, and I know our guys appreciate it. And when we come out and you see the Cardinal and gold and you hear that the fan support in those moments where you really need extra energy, we're really lucky to be at a place where our fans care to the extent that they do.
Coach, you guys benefited greatly off second chance points. What did you guys see out there that you guys were able to take advantage of that against this UCF defense?
Well, look, more than anything, I'd say for them, they do a great job rotating defensively. Like, they really respond to the basketball. And we try to do that same thing. And sometimes when you do that, it can leave the backside open, and you need your guards to come rebound down and crack down on the backside. And I felt like our bigs did a good job when they screened, getting beneath their defenders and being in good position, whether it was against a switch or it was just a roll against their normal ball screen coverage. So second chance points is a big part of our offense, and something we've got to continue to do well. And I think being plus in that category has definitely benefited us tonight.
Yeah, you guys got 27 points from your bench tonight. Guys like Chatfield, I think, scored the most he's had since maybe your first Big 12 game with 9 points. Just talk about the contribution of some of those guys.
Yeah, no, it's been great for us. I thought Brant and Nate each probably had their best game in league play tonight, and we needed it. And they were confident. They were ready when their number was called. Nate shot the ball with tremendous confidence, made a lot of plays defensively. Brant was extremely active. His 3 offensive rebounds were huge plays for us, and converting on those. So I'd say, like, we really like, Kurt is a 6th starter for us, right? Like, he's been when he's been in the lineup or whether he's coming off, we need him out there as much as we can, and we know he's going to step up. It's great to see those other guys step up the way they did tonight as well.
For any of the guys, I know there was just a question about the tremendous Iowa State fan base. Just curious, as players, how does it make you feel when you go on the road and you see such a impressive contingent of ISU fans?
It's awesome to see, and I remember being down here last year, and it was the same turnout of Cardinal and Gold, and just hearing the "Let's Go State" chants and everything like that. It helps so much when you're playing on the road and in this conference, because it's definitely not easy night in and night out, and we appreciate all of the support from our fans.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.